Hello, this is Mr. Rickman coming to you again with another tutorial video. This time talking to you about creating a branching assessment using Google Forms. Now, when we talk about a branching assessment, what this means is that the assessment is not completely linear. So for example, normally when you have a quiz that's set up like this, right, I have three sections here. Section 1, quiz, Section 2, remediation, and Section 3, that's short answer, right? Normally, if a student goes and tries to follow through with this, no matter what the answer, they're going to end up at the remediation page, right? So even though I answer this question correctly, I still end up on this remediation page, which doesn't really seem fair, right? If I answer the question correctly, I shouldn't need to go get remediation. So what you can do to help with this, so say you have a quiz or assessment where you have that remediation piece built into there and you want students to have an opportunity maybe to go back over their answers as they're taking this quiz, right? What you can then do is you click on the question and down here where you have these three dots, you will click on where it says go to section based on answer. So now what you're doing is you're saying, based on what the student answers, they will go to a specific section, right? So like if I go to 2, right, I can either have them continue to the next section, I can have them come back to this same section they're already on, go to section 2, go to section 3, or even just submit the form, right? In this case, the next section is remediation, so I'm just going to leave that as is. So the only one I need to change is the correct answer, 4. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to say, all right, if they get the correct answer, they should go to section 3. They should go then on to the next part of my quiz because they don't need that remediation. Clearly they understand the material well enough. They don't need that. What I can then also do is, let's say they get the remediation piece and I want them to still have an opportunity to go back and try again on this question. What I can then do is I go here where it says after section 2, I click here, and then it gives me some options. And instead of continuing to the next section, I'm going to have them go back to section 1, the quiz. So what this ends up looking like on the student side of things, if I click preview, right, we have our question. So if I get the question wrong, as I answer 2, okay, I go on to the remediation. I watch the video, do all of that. Okay, I understand the material better. So I'm going to click next. It's taking me back to the first question. So then now I have an opportunity to retry it and to do better this time. So if I go back, let's say I get it right, I answer 4. Well, now it just jumps me right ahead to the next question. So I'm not having to go through the remediation or anything like that. And so it's a quick and easy way just to allow students to get that remediation part, as well as kind of have an opportunity for them to go back and look at their answers again, once they have a better understanding of the material. Kind of a fun side note here, something you can also do with it is create a sort of choose your own adventure story. So this can be something kind of fun you can do with your students, where like you have a story and based on the answer, they progress forward into a different chapter. So especially if you know those choose your own adventure books, it's kind of similar to that, right? So if I click go to the closed door, I go to this one, right? You go to the door, right? But if I go back and I select examine the table and shelves, oh, now I'm at a different chapter, and you can have it set up where it keeps branching based on the answers you select. With this type of thing, it can get a little complicated, especially if you try to do something that's a little bit longer. So if you have more than 2 or 3 options, it can become a bit complicated, but it's still kind of a fun idea. You can incorporate that in having students work on that. It just gives you some options. Hopefully this tutorial has been helpful to you. If it has, please feel free to leave a comment in this comment section below. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day, and as always, don't get arrested.